Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Friday. And my Friday is doing totally awesome. Now, it wasn't that way all day, to be honest with you. I'm behind on work, as you guys know. Truck's broken down for a while. I finally got my dump truck on the road, plated. I've got my lawnmower in tow behind it, but it rained all day. But just sitting here while I was getting ready for the stream, just looking at all you guys in the chat, that means a lot to me. And I'm having an awesome day and really look forward to hanging out with all you guys tonight. So I hope all of you guys are good. And I want to start off just by thanking everyone that helps support the channel. I've had Patreon supporters, many of you for a long time. Thank you so much. Same thing to all of the YouTube channel members and the people that just like send me nice stuff for the channel. You guys are awesome. And also over on Locals, which is a totally free, censorship-free platform. You can join totally free, guys, and get access to about 98% of all the content. But there's a number of you also supporting the channel over there, and that really helps make it possible and makes it where I can still cut the lawns to feed my family, and all of your generous contributions help me keep the channel going. And then, like I always say, because it's just 100% true, all of the support all of the rest of you give me just by being you and being there and offering encouragement, because I get up here and I talk about this stuff and I rant about it, and it's because I'm just a regular person, just like the rest of you. Literally, this whole world and these United States of America are going crazy right now. Have gone crazy, are going crazy, getting crazier by the minute. And if you just sit there and look at all of the negative stuff which is going on, and we're going to talk about some of that tonight because we need to. It's just called being smart. You have to be prepared and hedge your bets so where you can have the best possible outcome in your life. But if you only dwell on that, you can find yourself in a pretty dark place. And I get it. A lot of you guys are really angry right now. I mean, if we lose America, what do we have to lose? Well, everything, obviously. So we're at a time right now where the other side, people who hate America, in my opinion, want to destroy this country. And we can never, ever, ever let this become a communist country, because if it does, we literally won't be able to get it back. You can either sit by idly and do nothing and fall into communism, or you can vote yourself into communism, but you can't just sit there and do nothing or vote to get yourself out. And that's been proven throughout the sands of time. And if we only dwell on that, like I said, you can get a little bit depressed. You can get really angry, and it's okay to be angry. It's okay. I mean, it's just perfectly normal when you see stuff that's completely nuts going on. I get it, guys. But we also have to stay positive, and you have to keep your heads up. So if there's anybody out there right now who's sick physically, God bless you, and let us know if you'd like any prayers. And if there's anybody who's not feeling so good mentally, look, your privacy, keep it to yourself if that's what's best. But if you need help or you need someone to talk to, just throw it out there in the chat. There's awesome people who hang out here. And I can literally prove, because this has happened a lot in the past, there's people who will reach out and talk to you if you need a friend to talk to or just someone to get your mind off of whatever. So just hang out with these people in the chat, guys. These are good people. I read every word of every chat the following weekend when I'm done with these streams, and it just offers me a lot of encouragement that we're all here hanging out together. And I hope it's offering encouragement for you guys too, because I need you guys right now, and we need each other, because you can't just sit there all alone and feel like you're just throwing stuff at the wall and it just keeps sliding off and falling on the ground. That can be a very, very frustrating feeling, because there's definitely frustrating things going on right now. It's literally crazy. So I'm going to go over a couple of these topics right now just to let you guys kind of know what I'm going to be talking about. And I wasn't clickbait. I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff that I want to have, and I think a lot of you guys do too. And I'm also trying to help you guys out with this stuff. There's a kind of a companion post to this stream over on Locals. The link's down there in the description. You can go check that post out. Some different things that I've been thinking about and some certain deals I found, which we just cannot show on YouTube, guys. So I want to say this one more time, because there's still a little confusion. I'm not shortchanging people on YouTube to be on Locals. No, it's actually tons of fun over there. I'm showing you guys on stuff on there that I'd never be able to do on YouTube. Not now, not in the past, and won't be able to in the foreseeable future. So we're going to discuss some stuff you might want to think about here for several reasons. Not only because there's impending gun control, Will some of it go through? I don't know. I hope not. But some of it, I believe, is in the process of going through, per se, as we speak. Now, they might not be laws, but there's stuff that's about to change, in my opinion, very soon. Now, another thing, this is mainly a Second Amendment gun-related channel, although I can't touch guns and live streams here. These streams are pretty much, Second Amendment oriented, but there's other stuff that you guys need to do to prepare. And there's many great channels that talk about that stuff. And you guys probably have a lot of wisdom on that stuff. And trust me, I believe in preparing with food, water, electricity. That's all very important. It's just these streams go by for me. Even if they're 2 hours, it feels like 5 minutes. I can't cover everything. So yes, guys, there's many more important things besides just this. But this is just kind of what I do. That's what this channel is all about. But trust me, outside of 2A EDU, I do all these things you guys do. It's just there's not enough time on this channel to discuss literally everything. So we have impending gun control, whether it's via law. They just passed red flag laws out of the House committee. So they're on their way to the House floor, which they will most certainly pass because of the Democrat majority. Depending if it's a party line vote and depending what Manchin does, maybe Kirsten Sinema, but mainly it's on Joe Manchin. We have a 50-50 tie in the Senate, with the tiebreaker being for the person that presides over tie-breaking. They call her many things, guys. This is a family-friendly channel, though. So I'll just say the former junior senator from California, and she was also the former attorney general, and had lots of relationships with many bosses over the years. They call her Kamala. I think that's how you pronounce it. Last time I checked, she's changed it about 10 times, but the way I always remember her name is Kamala, like the dromedary, right? But there's not only all this craziness with gun stuff, but there's also other things. They call him the office of the former vice president, right, Susan Wiki? And according to Time Magazine and the Associated Press, the most popular former vice president. Someone that's new tonight's going to say, why are you calling him the former vice president? Well, that's simple. Because he is the former vice president. But all of the who's who's and all of the arbiters of the truth. Hi, Susan. How you doing today? All the arbiters of the truth say the most popular and fortified of all time. Well, they're making some decisions right now. You guys probably heard that while you've worked your butt off all these years, and your parents did, and your grandparents, and they were all just working their butts off to try to make a better life for you, for their children, for their grandchildren, right? And that's what you're trying to do too. Well, while you were working hard and stowing that money away, it used to be you're fiscally responsible if you have a nice amount of cash in the bank and low risk investments and things like that. Hey, I'm not here to talk about finances too much, but I will tell you this. This office of the former vice president is now going to allegedly be giving $450,000 to people who broke immigration law and may or may not be in the United States, maybe elsewhere. Where are they? I don't know. Where's Hunter? Selling $500,000 paintings? Well, now they're looking to give $450,000 to border jumpers. People that probably, in most cases, broke federal law. And by the way, with all this craziness we're talking about, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. I want to see as much of that in the chat as possible tonight, because you know what? Politics is always downstream from culture. And this is a cool saying right now. Look, it's not just 42-year-old guys like me that are going to be able to save this country. We need a lot more people to get involved and to actually believe in America and believe in the founding principles. And part of that is recognizing when you have a tyrant and calling it what it is when you see it. And this Let's Go Brandon, there's people tricking clerks into paging people across these department stores and big box stores across the whole country. I think that's pretty cool. And the young folk think it's pretty cool because you're watching all these college kids chanting in these packed stadiums. I mean, look at the Big House, they call it. It's the huge stadium where U of M plays football in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Shout out to all the Michigan people. If you've ever been to Ann Arbor, you understand that it's very well fortified and sides with the office of the former vice president and the former senator, many other things in California. They were even chanting it there. They were even chanting it there. I was talking to people that were in downtown for the football game. Like when you're within a mile of that stadium, you hear the crowd, you hear the cheer, and all they could hear is "Let's go, Brandon." So, no, I don't think it's old. I don't think it's getting corny. I think it's a cool thing. And one more time, let's go, Brandon. And his $450,000 and him trying to destroy all the domestic energy in this country and him trying to do so many things to completely compromise the dollar. What does it mean? $3.2 trillion stimulus, $2.5 trillion stimulus, and that's just the start. Then there's the new Green Deal. Look, guys, the United States dollar, well, it's worth $1 right now, but if we have 6% inflation next year, it's worth 94 cents. And are those numbers even real? I don't know. I don't think any of these people would possibly tell us what it truly is, but I'm heading somewhere, and this has to do with why I like to invest in things that are maybe brass, or in this case, steel case with lead and copper, even if it's just a copper-plated jacket, stuff that's actually tangible that you can actually use, that not only, in my opinion, hold value, but seem to hedge against possible hyperinflation and things like that. Yeah. So I've held this up in streams before, and it might be redundant for some of you guys, but if not, it's something good to think about. But look, this is a note from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. This is $10 billion. Zimbabwe, formerly Rhodesia, country in Africa. This country's economy tanked so bad that it got to the point where instead of $1 for a loaf of bread, it was $1.50, and then it was $2, then it was $5, then it was 10, 20, 50, 100, then it was 1,000. And the way it rolls usually when this happens, we had a collapse in the Weimar Republic. If you look back in the 19-teens, we've seen this in Venezuela. We've seen this actually in some of the former Yugoslavian countries. But this is one example. Once it starts, it literally goes crazy in these countries, where it got to where $1,000 wasn't enough to buy a loaf of bread. Then 10,000 wasn't, then 100,000. And this is a $10 billion note. And while this type of currency has now gone defunct and it's now a conversation piece, this was actually legal tender. Now, this wasn't in the 1890s. This wasn't in the mid-1900s. This note bears the date of 2008 on it. So even the youngest people possibly watching this stream, you remember 2008. So for people that say, oh, this could never happen today, people are just so smart nowadays that you hear this stuff, don't you, a lot? Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think the smarter people think they get, a lot of times the dumber they get. And the more they get ignorant and the more they get brainwashed, and a lot of you are probably just sitting here nodding your heads. $10 billion. And this actually wasn't even an extraordinary amount of money when the hyperinflation hit, because you can buy one of these $10 pieces, $10 billion pieces for about $5. Okay. And that's what I spent on this. And I bought it for the channel to use to talk about these types of things. And I've had it on here for probably over a year, but they actually had $1 trillion notes, $10 trillion notes, and even $100 trillion notes that the Bank of Zimbabwe would issue because their money was worth that little. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? So you probably won't be able to buy guns as a civilian back then, but just say you could. Say you could buy a gun in Zimbabwe for $300 before the hyperinflation hit. Well, guess what? If you had the $300 sitting there, it wouldn't even be enough to buy one slice of bread, let alone a loaf, because the inflation went so high. But that $300 gun back before the inflation happened might be worth $10 trillion in the new economy. Now, do I expect anything that crazy and astronomical of a multiplier factor to happen in the United States in the next year? No, I don't. But even the fake news, they're bragging about that it's only going to be 6% inflation for this year. And other people say much, much more. So it might not be on this large of a scale. I mean, it could be. Anything's possible. Have you ever heard of the United States of America doing many of the things that they're doing right now, let alone the stuff they're proposing to do? I certainly haven't. So think about it. If somebody would have kept during these states of hyperinflation that we've seen in other countries, if they would have just kept their they would have just kept their $300 in cash, it could be literally worth less than a penny. But if they would have bought a gun or ammo or something that's tangible that people always need, and they especially need when things are falling apart and when countries become in chaos, that could be worth the new, if it was Zimbabwe, probably trillions of dollars, right? But in the United States, probably to a much, much lesser extent. I think you guys know where I'm heading with this. So you guys do what you do, but I'd rather have some of this stuff. Well, it's somewhat affordable. We saw these prices, crazy prices. There was a lot of people that got sick in the United States, right? Last year. It's been going on 15 days to slow the spread. We're coming up on well over a year and a half, pushing 2 years now, right? Things are still chaotic for so many people. And finally seeing some of the guns and ammo and parts coming back to still more, but they're getting a lot closer. They're way closer to where they were before the flu than they were, let's say, a year ago. I don't know. Is stuff going to keep coming down in price a little more? Probably for a little while. But then I could see some crazy stuff starting to happen around the beginning of next year-ish or so, especially with new legislation that's being proposed, red flag laws. There's also a secret list that allegedly, according to a United States congressman, that the former vice president's administration might be putting you on. And we're going to discuss that tonight too. Not to mention the fact that there's bills in Congress to literally want to ban everything. Will they all go through? I don't know. But remember, Russian ammo has already been banned. Has it come down in price since the day it was banned a little bit? Yeah, it has. That's great. Will it continue to maybe come down in price over the next couple months? Sure. Until all of a sudden, there's no more left. The Form 6s were approved for 90 days. Well, that's been already over a month ago. 2 months from now, getting into sometime near the end of January, the pipeline's going to be shut off. Think about that. Palmetto's going to make steel case. Will they be ready the day it's shut off? I don't know. So it's stuff to think about. We're going to have the redefinition of frames and receivers coming out soon that could drastically change parts kits, frames and receivers, not to mention the arm braces. And I talked about that last week, but I'm going to touch on that just a little bit again, guys. Max Shot with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, dude. He says, I hope I didn't get too rough on locals, brother, but after reading new policy, I had smoke coming out of my ears. Look, if there's new YouTube gun policy, too, that affects this channel. I might not get time to touch that tonight, but I stream on locals every Saturday night around 9:30. I might do a double stream on locals tomorrow night. One to talk about the new gun rules, which there's a little bit of improvement in a few areas, but there's some other stuff that's going to make it pretty tough, particularly with a lot of the stuff I like to talk about. So I might bring that over on locals tomorrow night just because I've got a lot to cover in this stream tonight. But I hear you, man. And he's referring to a post that I made on locals. There's new rules and regulations. Randy Adams, he says, we're good. Are you? Well, nice to see you, Randy. We're doing all right. Is everyone doing good tonight? Seriously, though, let us know if you're not. Let us know if you're not doing good. And, you know, maybe you just need a friend to talk to. You know what I'm saying? That goes a long ways. At least it does with me. Max Shot with another super chat. Thanks, man. 1.75 trillion. Let's go, Brandon. Green New Deal. Let's go, Brandon. Two-way control of any kind. Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Look, the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed is pretty darn simple. All gun control is unconstitutional. And we have like over 20,000 federal gun control regulations, restrictions, controls right now. But that's not enough. It's never enough. It's never enough until, well, they'll literally tell us now. It used to be where they used to kind of be seedy around it. No, it'll be never enough until they can ban every last one of them. Remember, Feinstein said back in the 90s, she said, if I had the votes, she didn't have the votes, luckily, but she said, if I had the votes, I would have said, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in. That was in the 90s. Now, she's also in her 90s, coincidentally now, but Feinstein's still the senior senator in California. When the former vice president was asked by Anderson Cooper, real beauty there, CNN, said, are you coming after the guns? He said, yes, if it's an assault weapon, I am. But that actually includes your Taurus G2C because that's a 12-round magazine. And that includes your AR, the most popular rifle in America, the AK, all kinds of things. Even a lot of 1911s that have a extended capacity over 10 rounds, right? Yeah. Look, there's many ways people say it. Look, Dr. Sean Berry, Let's Go Brandon, we call it. It's a family-friendly show. Look, there's many ways that people call these people, many different ways they say these things. But like I said, I try to keep it friendly just because I think children do need to hear this kind of stuff. And there's a number of people who have told me that, yes, their children do watch this and they like them to learn about this stuff. Lady D, MS Free, Let's Go Brandon. See? I told you guys, there's some good people in here. What's happening, Garage Guy 879? How you doing, man? Cave Dave, nice to see you, dude, as always. You doing good, dude? Nice looking dog. And RPK, too, man. Nice to see you. VA Wolf, what's happening, dude? We got Big Matt in here. We got Hank McCormick. Of course, Mateo, always helping the channel. Thank you, sir. Thanks for supporting the channel, Hank. And we got Bill. Thanks for your support, dude. Jane Locke, what's happening? There we go, the lovely Jane Locke. Not too and feeling too well tonight and probably will cut out early. Man, hang in there, Jane. I know you've had a pretty long battle. That flu hit her and she's still been fighting it. God bless you, Jane. Hang in there, Jane. There's a lot of Michigan people around here. Hopefully you're doing all right. Let us know if you need anything. What a shame. What a good woman she is. She's always been fighting the good fight. But Jane will be all right. You got this, Jane. Scott Plagueman, thanks for supporting the channel, man. How you doing, buddy? We got Chris Plummer. What's happening, Chris? What's up, man? Another Michigan guy, threaded for my pleasure. How you doing, dude? But look, guys, we got Paul S. What's happening, Paul S? Chuck R, longtime channel supporter. What's up, dude? Denny's Plant-Based Journey. Dude, look. We just got done doing the Legos video. Oh, my gosh. My baby girl loves it so much. Look, Denny sent my daughter a Lego set. Are you kidding me? We're going to have that video on Locals. Maybe late tonight, if not tomorrow. Band Talk. Excellent channel. Out there fighting the good fight, man. He's had a pretty rough go around with Susan lately, but he's out there. And if you guys want to know someone, he knows a lot more about money and inflation and stuff like that than I do. And it's a channel I really like. So definitely go check out the Band Talk channel. Give him some support. Band-Talk on YouTube. And also Band Talk on Locals. Marco Polo with a super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He said, thank you for keeping us updated on ammo pistol deals. I got a few coming my way. Go USA. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the support, man. He's talking about Locals, by the way, guys. There's no ammo or pistol deals on here, right, Susan? Because we can't do that. I can't even promote a manufacturer, let alone put a link on this site. And I'm not. She'll still probably come after this stream afterwards, but it's true, I can't. So all of that stuff's over on Locals, guys. So look, here's what I've been doing lately. I talked last stream about my post over on Locals. A ton of you guys came over there. I can't believe it. There's like almost 800 people now. So thanks for coming over and hanging out, guys. But I put a post up talking about different components from AIM, from different places. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed that post. Now, the other thing is ammunition. I look at ammunition as a commodity, and I kind of literally look at it as cash in a way. Now, I also have my YouTube channel where I just bought a few 5.56 223 AKs. So I'll be using some for the channel. And then, of course, I just like to shoot, period. But also, even besides that, I kind of look at this stuff almost like a form of currency. Do you guys? Something that actually, like I said, I don't know what the numbers are. I'm not an economist, but you know it when you see it. We have inflation in this country right now. And I'm old school, and I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. There's nothing even resembling any kind of advice with any of this on here. It's all a personal choice. Do what's best for you. Take care of your family. I always say that because I mean it, but I'd almost rather have this than the equivalency of dollars right now because I don't have a lot of faith that the dollar is going to be worth too much months from now, a year from now. I mean, just look at the gas pump, the grocery store, just the price of everything. Like, it's all literally insane right now. But I'll tell you what, people are always going to need this. And if I need some cash next year, that ain't going to be a problem. I can go almost anywhere. Well, shoot, I could just talk to like probably 5 friends on the phone and have, I don't own a semi-truck full. Someone's going to say, 2AEDU, he's a billionaire. He owns a semi-truckload of ammo. No, I wish. I don't. If I had a semi-truckload of ammo, just hypothetically, okay? Gosh, I do wish. Don't you guys? That would be awesome. I could offload that in a day. People always need this. And they're always willing to pay for it. So I could go to the range. I could just call some people. I could probably just stand on the curb with a sign that says, I have ammo. So I'm pretty comfortable with this. And if I got in a pinch and couldn't pay my water bill, I could probably cash out just enough. So I don't know. I look at this, at the very least, as almost an alternate currency. I also look at it as freedom seeds and many, many other things, not the least of which is fun at the range and recreation and training. And all of these are good things, aren't they? I think so anyways. Did I see Ron Wayne in the chat? What's happening, Ron Wayne? Nice to see you, dude. Dale Konya, what's up, Dale? Nice to see you, dude. Bill Camper says, smash that like button. Yeah. Look, if you like the stream, smash the like button. Or if you just don't like her with her new gun tuber rules and all of the things, just hit the thumbs up because she doesn't like that. So there you guys go. Thank you. We got VA Wolf with the super chat. What's up, man? He says, 2A, good to see you and all. All in VA, please vote Republican. Huge election coming up in Virginia. Huge election. Like I said, those school board parents, what do they call it? Loudoun County? Those school board parents are pissed off, and I get it. I'm pissed off on their behalf. Now, they've all been deemed domestic terrorists, but don't mess with a mom at the school board meeting. Let me tell you what. Jeez, oh, Pete. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyone that's married or even if you're not married, you guys know what I mean. Don't get mom messed up. Don't mess with those cubs or mama bears coming after you, right, VA Wolf? Plus all the rest of you guys. Virginia, that's going to have a huge impact on the whole rest of the country for sure. What's happening, Ronnie Thompson? Nice to see you, dude. Eric Jarvie, let's go, Brandon. Thanks for keeping us up to date. Yeah, dude, we're going to talk about this letter that's kind of disturbing from this congressman. A secret list? Are you kidding me? I thought that Reich that was supposed to last 1,000 years was defeated by America, mainly America and the Allies in the 1940s. But in Third Reich style, yeah, secret list. There's an article about it. I'll show you guys, and you guys can decide for yourself. I also left a link to that article if you're watching after the fact or whatever and want to read it. So crazy stuff going on that I'm not too happy about. That's like I said, you think about the economy, you think about all the crazy stuff going on, and then there's secret lists. You guys know what I'm saying now? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And it's always easy to get rid of if you need to. You know what I mean? We got Heck McCormick with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks, man. He said, I just bought some of the J-Stark NFT RIP. All right, cool, man. Right on, dude. Max Shot brings up a point, right? Stack it to the rafters, Bill says. Yep. He says, even the brass is a currency. Well, yeah, literal brass, actual brass, case brass. I'm not rich, guys. I don't have a semi-truck of ammo. And there's a reason I'm buying steel, but shout out to the brass case ammo. Brass is a commodity. It's a metal. It actually holds value at the scrapyard. So in a literal sense, yes. Yes, definitely, for sure. I thought I saw... What's happening, Big Matt? I think I said hi to you already. Ron Wayne, if Misty Wayne's in the house, shout out to her too. Ronnie Thompson, what's happening, Ronnie? EV3 Dale, what's happening, man? And I thought I saw Gray Man. So if I saw you, but you're kind of hiding out there, what's happening, Gray Man? DLD After Dark. I know I saw him somewhere. He skipped by earlier. Shout out to DLD After Dark in his channel. What's happening, man? Another Virginia guy. Get together, Virginia guys. There's a big possible pendulum effect going on right now over in Virginia. So, yeah, Mike McClune. What's happening, Mike McClune? Shout out to you, man. Always supporting the channel. He says yellow brass goes for $2 a pound on average. And that's just literally in scrap. Not to mention reloading it, bartering it, trading it. Look, guys, it's literally a commodity. I don't really think there's any other way to describe ammo for sure. T-Jar, Takar, new to the channel. Appreciate the info. Well, I appreciate you being here, and hopefully you're having a good time in the chat. There he is. There's Gray Man. Fred Tusing, 22 LR can be used to make jackets. Look, you guys have all kinds of awesome ways to do stuff. Trust me. DLD After Dark. You guys know how to do stuff, don't you? Okay, so right here, this was 10 boxes. So 200 rounds of 223 Remington, 55 grain, FMJ. I've been posting different specials for this over on my locals, so I'm not promoting YouTube. Whoever's watching this later, I'm not going to tell you where to get it because I can't. But this was around $8, okay? A box of 20. And no, it's not for sale either, Susan. Nothing here's for sale. But I am going to give you guys a couple cool things today. I'm not going to sell you anything, but I will give you guys a couple cool things. 200 rounds. Now, this came as a combination deal from a certain place with 10 of a certain part that I can't even show on here anymore. 10 magazines, combination with this that I can't show, but I'll show them on locals tomorrow night when I discuss the new YouTube rule changes. So 223 is good. And speaking of which, Hunts for Food. What's happening, man? Long-time viewer of the channel. Nice to see you, dude. The Zastava M90, that's actually what these are dedicated for. I've got a couple other 5.56 AKs, and that's what this stuff's dedicated for. 500 more rounds of the same exact Tula ammo right here in this box, and 500 more in this box. So 1,200 rounds of steel-cased Tula ammo, 223. That's what I've been buying lately, guys. Now, here's what I would hope could happen, and we'll see. We'll see. Because times haven't been good for my business really almost for 2 years now, ever since this dang flu. It's gotten me down pretty good. I know it has a lot of you guys too. What I'd like to do is maybe dedicate about 400 to 600 rounds to the channel for some videos, because lots of people want to know about 5.56 AKs lately. 223. Steel case for an AK is just totally awesome. That's like what they were made for. So there's the answer to your question with the M90. There's going to be videos on that soon. And then I'd like to keep, 500 to 700 rounds-ish, whatever the change is left. I'd like to keep one of these cases just kind of sitting there for next year. If everything's going good, then you know what? Some more channel videos with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll buy more for the channel. You guys are more than generous and help keep these videos going, guys. You do. I kick in some of my own money, but I couldn't afford all the crap that I show on here and buy. Like, I buy this stuff with my own money almost all of the time with help from you guys. So I can review whatever the heck I want and have whatever outcome is true, right? So, but I'm going to try to keep 500 rounds back. As the channel keeps progressing throughout the next year, I'll try to buy 500 more for videos, but I want to keep at least 500 of these just sitting back. Just because, like I said earlier, to try to hedge against the possibility of this. I get it, guys. Next year, $1 isn't going to turn into 10 billion. I know that, but man, some people say there's 6% inflation right now. Some say 13.5%. I saw someone in here saying, well, really, they think we're at 13.5% inflation. You know what? That wouldn't surprise me. Do you guys like bacon? Of course you like bacon. That's like one of the awesomest foods ever. I'm looking there. It's like $7 a pound for the off-brand. The nice thick sliced, organic stuff that tastes the best. Was like $10.50 a pound, $11 a pound. For a pound of bacon that was like $4 a couple years ago and on sale for $3, like a year and a half ago. I don't mean 10 years ago. Gas, $3.39 a gallon for 87 octane where I'm at here in Michigan. It was $1.80 a year ago. So it might be 13% or whatever inflation overall. But when it comes to working people like me and you, we spend 90% of our money on just the same things, right? If you think about it, we're always buying gas. We're always buying food. You might have a mortgage payment. You might have a car payment. Look, I buy more ammo and drive old cars. And sometimes I reap what I sow and my vehicles break down. I get that. Everyone has their priorities and you always reap what you sow. But, man, at the end of the day, ammo and all that's right up there on my list. You know what I'm saying? John M. I read that a little backwards, man. John M. 2213. Have I done a review of an AK pistol? I did a review on YouTube of a Pack 9 9mm, But I have several AK pistols, and I really like them. Let me know down in the chat if anyone else is, you know, interested in that. I could probably add that to the list. Matt Byam, friend of the channel. Dude, you're awesome, man. He helped me out with some 38 Special and some 357 Magnum when I really needed it. And I didn't just blast all that ammo up, Matt. Well, it's still really hard to find 38 Special. I still have a good portion of that, dude. Him and his local shop, they were nice enough to help the channel and sell me some at cost that it took them to make it when 38 Special was going for like $50 a box last year. And I do have some revolver videos I'm planning on doing very soon, and you're going to see that ammo on the channel then. So that's what I mean. Just ways you guys help me out. He got a hold of me, and Matt's like, dude, I'm a working man. He cuts grass too for a living, you know? Shout out to all the people who do manual labor, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, he's like, dude, I'm a working man. I don't have a lot of money just to give you a case of ammo. But he talked to his boss, and they were real nice, and he helped me out. And what, I think there was 10, 12 boxes of ammo they sold me at cost just to help the channel because I wasn't able to get that caliber at all. So thanks, Matt, and I hope you're doing good. And he's saying $10 for a pound of bacon. And Alaska One, Andy's sitting in here saying it's $3.99 per gallon for gas. I don't know, guys. Am I sounding like I'm completely nuts? Or do you guys kind of look at ammo as almost like, you know, a currency, for lack of a better word? Oh, boy. St. Vicari's scaring me here for Halloween. What's happening, Saint? How you doing, man? Thanks for the super chat. 762. This one's rusted. Don't let this happen to you. If you're new to the channel and you're wanting to hoard ammo up like I am right now, I did do an ammo storage video. It should be easy to find on the channel where I'm giving you guys all the best advice I can on how to store your ammo. So I'm going to always keep this around to remind you guys. Look, some military green metal cans and some Desiccant Packs. Probably about the best you need. One more general rule, and go watch the video if you're new, but I'm all about the new people. Look, I love all you old people. I'm old, obviously. But when people come into my channel and they're like, dude, didn't even own a gun, started listening to your streams, watched your Taurus G2C video, G3C video, bought my first gun, that's actually what gets me the most excited. So at the expense of boring some of the veterans, I want to help the new people. We need more people fighting the good fight than ever before right now. So if you're new to ammo, the green military cans, guys, awesome. Desiccant Packs, awesome. One more general rule of thumb. If you can, it's best to store your ammo in an environment you'd be comfortable in. So do you want to be sitting in a house that's 135 degrees, 99% humidity? No. Your ammo is not going to be too happy either. Do you want to sit where it's like cold and freezing and ice condensating on the inside of the garage windows? You don't want to sleep in there either. That's also not quite ideal for your ammo. If you can do it, bring the ammo in the house. Keep in mind it weighs a lot. So if you've got like a ground floor, if your house is like on a slab, that's awesome. If you've got a basement, that's awesome, but basements are humid. Those Desiccant Packs, otherwise known as silica gel, they're cheap insurance. You must put those in your ammo can. And then a nice sealing lid. Make sure the rubber's in good shape. Surplus cans are the best in my opinion. And they also make new production. Plastic's okay too, as long as it seals. Keep that moisture out, guys. But you got to store your ammo. As long as you're storing it properly, though. Is it as good as cash? And let me know down in the chat, guys. Or is it better than cash? I don't know. St. Vicari says, is king. What's happening, man? Thanks for the super chat, dude. John Crump Live. How's it going, man? Thanks for supporting the channel. John Crump supports the channel in many ways, guys. He's a frequent super chatter. He's a channel member. I believe he's on Patreon too. But he also feeds me a lot of news behind the scene. And he also helps me with other things. Helps, you know, info I need on products and different relationships I need to establish for different reviews. John also helps me with that. He also owns Black Swan Tactical, where he's talking about his new t-shirts he just put out called Team Uncool and Anti-Influencers Unite. Now, that's also where the 2A EDU swag can be purchased, like my hat, my shirt, the coffee cup. I'm not really trying to sell my swag as much as just shouting out John Crump's business over there. If you buy anything at Black Swan Tactical and use the link that I have down in the description, it also helps the channel. And I used my own link and with my own money, bought 2 Let's Go Brandon shirts from Black Swan last night. One for me and one for my better half. Shout out to her right now. 2A girl, Linda 2A girl, whatever she's called tonight, whatever. she's still the prettiest one and coolest one in the chat, regardless of what she's calling herself tonight. But I bought her a shirt too. So yes, John, thank you for always fighting the good fight. Virginia State Director of GOA, Amoland author, and the owner of Black Swan Tactical, where, look, guys, it helps support the channel. You buy some of my merch or use my link, I get a little kickback, buy stuff for the channel. As far as I know, all the profit John makes off of it from his end, he donates right back into the GOA. So can't think of much better of a business to support. You can support me and essentially the GOA when you're supporting John Crump at the same time. And I know what John does behind the scenes. You know, we're friends off of YouTube too. John doesn't even take a salary from the GOA, even though it's a paid position. He just declines it because basically he works as a donation. So definitely a shout out to you, dude. John M 2213 with the super chat. Well, thanks a lot, man. Is there a message that went with it that they cut off? If there is, I'm trying to find it here. And if you're just offering some support, thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Definitely going to shoot up some of this 223 through some 556 AKs because I know that's what you guys want to see. I get it. Dude, it's been nuts. Let me know if any of you guys own a small business. Everything's just been so stupid. For the past year and a half, it's hard for me to even find time to go out to the range. And that's not because, I'm working so much and making so much more money than ever. No, I'm making the least amount of money I've ever made with my business and still not having time to shoot just because the state's a mess. They call her the governor of Michigan, right? Many, many other things. Many other things. Trust me. She's a real beauty, right, Rick Nieper? What's happening, Rick? Yeah, Jane Locke just had to put a new rear differential in her Explorer. Everything's just so expensive. Have you guys been in the business world buying stuff? Contractors? Maybe you work for somebody that does. Look, I know everyone's life's hard, not just contractors. I can just only tell you my lived experiences in my little bubble. I'll go do a job that I've always done for somebody and expect to buy, I don't know, let me make up something here. A piece of wood that used to be $3 and now it's $10. Or you go to buy it and they don't even have it. Like I'll go to buy satin paint at Sherwin-Williams and they just don't have it. And I drive to 12 stores and they don't have it. Now I've spent 5 hours all day, haven't been able to bill the customer a penny, and I spent 5 hours of the day just searching for something and burning gas that's $3.39 a gallon. Have you guys been experiencing this stuff too? It's just literally nuts. So there's a lot of stuff going on, man. Hold on, Max Shot. I'll get to that. Colin Smith, thanks for the super chat, man, and for being a supporter of the channel. Newbies take priority for sure. In certain ways, yeah, they actually do. Now, in other ways, no. I don't like a new person more than, look, but like I've been challenging you guys for several weeks now, and I'm going to do it again at the expense of being redundant, but I think this is important. Culture, okay? Culture, that's the most important thing right now. People ask me all the time, are we in a civil war? What do I need to do to prepare if we have a civil war? Well, hold on. You need to be in the fight right now because in my opinion, we're in one right now. Now, are people loading the muskets? Are they in the trenches? Are they charging across the fields with bayonets affixed? Well, actually, if you saw the peaceful protests, the mostly peaceful protests throughout the last year and a half, actually kind of sort of, they are doing that, actually. But for the most part, no. But are we in third, fourth, fifth generational warfare? I would say absolutely. There's a culture war in this country right now. And it's a war for people that believe in America, that believe in the Declaration of Independence, that believe that you're endowed by your creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that's like completely beautiful. And there's a lot of people who believe in beautiful things, and so do I. But then there's a lot of people that want to destroy that want to reduce you under absolute despotism. And both sides are fighting pretty hard right now. So politics, people that make laws, whether unconstitutional or not, they make laws. Politicians are always downstream from culture. They're going to do what the culture wants. I don't care if people own guns or not. If they love America, then hey, they're with me. You know, you don't just have to get your friends into guns. When I say start talking to the young people in your life, your family, your friends, when appropriate, your neighbors, people at church, people at school. Look, you guys can give advice and talk about how many guns you should buy and what the best gun is, and that's also very important. But that's not the only thing I'm talking about here. Talk about let's make America cool again. Let's make these founding documents, which are totally awesome. Let's remind people of how beautiful they truly are. And let's go Brandon, because the young people and many people seem to be really gravitating to that, right? So that's my challenge for all of you guys. And I need you guys to keep challenging me back. Not that it's a very high level, but so I can stay on the top of my game as much as possible too, right? We just all need to do the best we can. And you know what? You won't have to sit there and explain to your children one day, if we lose this grand experiment on self-government, at least at the very least, you won't have to tell your kids, well, I just sat there and watched it happen. And I didn't do a darn thing. You know how guilty you'll feel if you have to do that? Now, I don't want that to be the case. We need to win. We need to win no matter what. So either way, you guys need to get out there. Culture, culture, culture. Shooting is cool. Even if you don't like guns, being an American, as long as somebody doesn't want to take my guns, I don't care if they have any or not, actually. But don't try it on me. And remind people, that's the American spirit, and that's how this country was created, and that's what made America great. And that's how America can become great again. Backshot 62 with another generous super chat. Thanks so much, man. He said, speaking of bacon, Porky Pig is a better speaker than the former vice president, right, Susan? The most popular and fortified of all time. What we need is Yosemite Sam as POTUS. Jeez, oh, Pete. Yosemite Sam. And no, he's joking, but he's actually being dead serious. Literally. Armament Access. Thanks for the super chat, man. How you doing, dude? I was hanging out on Hank Strange, and he was holding down the fort. You're a good moderator over there for Hank, man. Shout out. He says, happy birthday to me, 55 on Sunday, the 31st. So happy Halloween and happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, Armament and Axes. Cool, dude. All right, Susan, stop freezing my chat. Some people are being very generous, and I need to get back to these super chats. So they freeze the chat on me, which I totally hate. John Crump Live, thanks for the super chat, man. The profits go to Make a Wish. I'm sorry, guys. I know he donates his salary to GOA, but John's not doing Black Swan Tactical to personally get rich off of it. Me, any of my merch or swag you buy definitely helps the channel because that's how I fund it, literally. MSB 9021 with a generous super chat. Thanks so much, man. It says Will Selfie 4 primers. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome, man. That's funny. Nice looking dog, too. Let me go back up here. There was one before yours that was on here. Hold on, guys. Susan took it away from me. I get ranting for just a couple minutes, and they take these chats off my screen. Hold on. I'll get you, though, man. I'll get you. Hold on one second, guys. Do. MSB 9021. I got your super chat. I got John Crump Lives. I got Max Shots. And okay, John M's. I already got yours. You just didn't leave a message. I'm sorry. And if you did, try to type it in there again, and I'll definitely come back and look for that. Okay. I never want to miss someone's super chat because I know you guys work like really hard for your money too, and I just would never want to snub you. But if I ever do miss one, I'm sorry, and I'll try to catch up to you next week. Gregory Dia Giovanni with the super chat. Thanks, dude. How you doing, man? Always good to see you. He says, shall not be infringed, my brother. Love you all. Yeah, shall not be infringed. It's like literally that simple, but it's that profound. They literally left no wiggle room whatsoever, especially not for secret lists. I'll read that just in a minute for you guys. These secret lists that they're apparently leaving about gun owners. Bet you I'm probably on that list for sure. What do you guys think? Am I on the list? Are you on the list? I don't know. Yellow Dog 64 with a super chat. Well, thanks, man. Another Michigan guy here. Department of Sasquatch Researchers of Michigan. Awesome, dude. Awesome, man. How many Sasquatch do we have in Michigan? I don't know. Why do some messages get deleted? I don't know, dude. There's so many more of you guys than me. If the algorithm or Susan doesn't like your chat, yeah, they just get rid of it. Also, there's some basic chat etiquette that we put up in the top. You know, no spam in the chat. Refrain from using all caps or excess emojis. Stuff like that. I don't know, dude. Sometimes they just, especially if you're talking about too much freedom stuff, right? Manuel Valise. Thanks, man. Thanks for being a channel supporter. Nice to see you, dude. Scott Plagueman. Yeah. Just chill out on the caps, guys. There's lots of people in here. We want everybody to be able to talk. When you put it in all caps, it's kind of being rude. That's like called shouting, and it drowns out everyone else's stuff. And everyone in here is very important. So we'll just type normal and give everyone kind of a chance for everyone to read their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Frank, what's happening, man? Looks like Susan must be running the White House. Yeah, I know. I'll talk about some of the new YouTube gun rules on my locals tomorrow, because I can already see I'm going to run out of time tonight for all that. What's up, Denny? What's up, Joe Picetti? How you doing, man? Nice to see you, dude. I'm going to go over here and share the screen, and I'm not going to read the whole entire article. What's up, GD Bacon? Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Nice to see you, dude. Chuck R's calling me. All right, I am getting a little dehydrated. All right, I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm just going to go over the beginning of this article, okay? But I left a link to it down in the description. Then I'm going to come back and show you guys some more ammo here and talk about a few parts that I think are good to have. Nothing that I'm selling, Susan. Nothing that I'm promoting, okay? But I do have a couple Lamy keychains here still. So hang tight, guys. When we're done going over this article, I've got a couple Lamy keychains, okay? Shout out to Misty Wayne hanging out in the chat with us tonight. She literally made these for the channel, meaning like I'm keeping one. I'm not going to lie, guys. Look, I'm going to keep one, okay? But the other ones, and we have a couple more at home, we're giving away to you guys. So I'm going to give away another one of these tonight. And check this out, a little teaser. I got some other cool stuff. You can buy this patch on Black Swan Tactical, okay? I have some other ones that aren't for sale, but I'll probably give one away tonight. And all the people that support the channel, stay tuned. As soon as I get time, I've got tons and tons of stuff I'm going to give away from a couple events, and I have a good number of these. So that'll give you guys something to look forward to. Let's take a look at this article real quick, though, because this is not so good. All right, let me share this tab. All right, and this is actually coming originally. I found out about this, and this is true. This is literally how I found out about it, guys, from the 2A EDU Locals page. So free to join, guys, over there. One more time, for all of you that are new, free to join. You can get access to 98% of it. I put a couple up for supporters just to give them a little extra thanks, right? But free to join, and you can donate if you want to. If you want to help the channel, you can make a donation, become a supporter, and then by being a supporter, you can create your own posts on the board. And probably like 10 of you guys left posts today, and this is actually how I get a lot of my information. So Linda 2A Girl, the lovely and one and only, left this as a post, and I think it's pretty interesting. Paul Gosar and Laura Loomer are two great patriots fighting for our Constitution, she says. And then it says Biden gang reportedly running secret list used to prevent outspoken political opponents from owning guns. Yeah, literally crazy. So let me come over here. I'm not good at using this program. I'm sorry, guys. And I'm going to pull up the actual article. And this is going to come via Gateway Pundit, okay? But the article refers to a tweet. Look, I don't like Twitter. I'm really getting excited about locals and YouTube, because that's where all you guys are. Shout out Judas Priest, channel member in the chat. He said, let's go, Brandon, and hit the thumbs up. Heck yeah, guys. Rick Nieper, smash the thumbs up. Well, thanks, guys. Always helping to promote the stream. I appreciate all of you. I really do. All right, so let's just go right over here, and I'm going to share this. Now, this is Rep. Paul Gosar, Dr. Rep. Paul Gosar. Let me come over here and make sure this is showing on my screen here. All right, the link's down in the description. I know it's a little hard for you guys to see there, but we are going to, the link's down in the description. You'll see that. And a link that's kind of appropriate for this stream for locals as well over there, down in the description of this video. So let me pull this up. This is a letter that he's writing to Merrick Garland. You guys probably saw him testifying in front of Congress recently. All those pissed off school board parents in Virginia, yeah. He's the one that wrote the memo saying that they could be a threat. Well, he's also the Attorney General of the former Vice President. He said, Dear Attorney General Garland, I write to you today regarding innocent American citizens that are being stripped of their Second Amendment rights without due process. Now, I'm not being too critical of the article, but look, we're going to get through this, but I just have to call a spade a spade. I actually disagree. With Paul Gosar of the 4th District. These are not your Second Amendment rights. Because if they were your Second Amendment rights, that would mean the government gave them to you. And if somebody gives you something, they can take it away. Guys, listen to me and let me explain before you click off, because if you only listen to half of this, we don't have Second Amendment rights. We don't. Hold on. And that's actually a good thing. Because if we did, that would mean Congress, who wrote the Second Amendment, gave us our rights, and that would hereby give them the authority to take it away. No, the Declaration is very clear. That was the original founding document of this country. It says your rights are endowed to you by your Creator. Whoever you believe created you gave you your rights, not the government. And then the Declaration goes on to talk about how governments would be instituted amongst men, meaning of regular people. That'd be like you and me, right? And that the only reason the government would exist at all is to preserve these natural rights. That these are rights of nature, laws of nature, and of nature's God. Your rights are unalienable. And they were endowed to you by your Creator, not Congress. And the Second Amendment does not give you your rights. It only protects rights that pre-existed the United States and that always existed and still do and always will exist. But it prohibits Congress from being able to tread on them. The Second Amendment basically says people were born with the right to protect themselves. And since they already have the right to keep and bear arms, Congress shall not infringe. The president or former vice president shall not infringe. 3-letter agencies, anything out there, shall not infringe. That's actually what it is. So I'm not trying to get pedantic, but when I see anybody, and so many, quote, pro-gun Republicans, they mess this up a lot. I'm going to get back to the letter in 1 second, guys. So many of them mess it up. And they say, your Second Amendment rights that are hereby, therefore, granted to you by the first congressional, blah, 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 1791. Look, these are very important dates. I'm just saying blah, 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 because, look, as patriotic as the founding fathers were, they didn't give you your rights. And don't take my word for it. They say so themselves. So 1776, July 4th in Congress, it starts off, when they wrote the Declaration of Independence. It says your rights are inalienable. It also says that they were endowed to you by your Creator. And it also says the government would only exist to preserve those rights. And then in 1791, when they wrote the Bill of Rights containing the Second Amendment, it doesn't say anywhere in there Congress gives you the right to keep and bear arms. No, the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, meaning it was already there. They weren't saying they gave it to you. They just said that they were sworn to protect it, right? Think about that for a minute. We're going to read this because I'm glad he's blowing the whistle on these secret lists. I'm not admonishing the congressman. I just don't want to cut anybody any slack on this because I'm tired of even a lot of people, quote, on our side saying that, well, the Second Amendment gives you these rights. And if that's true, then that means the government gave you your rights. And that means they can take them away because they're the supreme being. They're the omnipresent if they can give you unalienable rights. No, your Creator. Look, religion plays a part in this for some people. For some people, it actually doesn't. And while I'm a religious man, I understand that for some people, Creator means many, many things. So whatever you believe created you, that's what gave you your right. That's what endowed your rights. The Reptile Guys with a super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, dude. He says, I didn't believe in Bigfoot, and then I seen one on the border between California and Oregon. Wild camping, it stood about 5 or 6 feet taller than our deer. Dude, I ain't going to doubt you, man. I've not seen one. I'm not going to doubt you. I'm not. I have no idea if it exists or not, but if you guys say it does, I'm just going to stay away from wherever you're at when you're seeing that thing because, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Rudy Fenny with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks, dude. Did you have a message or? I don't know. Shooting Gallery, New England. What's happening, dude? Nice to see you, man. Shout out to you and your channel. He says, preach it, brother. Look, I'm not trying to be negative against this or whatever, this guy that wrote this or whatever. Look, I'm glad he's blowing the whistle. I'm going to go right back into this article. But when they say the Second Amendment right, I get it. I know what people mean when they say it, but I think it's important to remember that no, the right actually precedes that. The right actually overrides that. And anything that Congress would ever pass that would be in defiance of that is supposed to be null and void. Now, when the government sits and tramples on all of your rights that were endowed by your creator and even tramples on the confirmation of rights, I get it. Well, that's talked about too in the Declaration of Independence, that the government would be there to protect our rights and the government would be there as long as it had the consent of the governed. So for anyone that might be in the chat right now, and I'll read this over the weekend, but it's not my first rodeo. There's someone saying, but 2AE to you, who cares? Because the government has always trampled on and never acknowledged any of these to begin with. Well, why is that? The government is created of men, and that it would be there to protect our rights at the consent of the governed. Well, obviously, because people in past generations didn't care and didn't stand up for their rights. And if they're doing it right now, it's probably because many, many people still don't care and aren't standing up for their rights. Because if a lot of people cared, they probably wouldn't be doing it. Which goes right back in full circle with what I've been talking about for a while now. Politics is downstream from culture. And if it becomes the culture and the mainstream that these are our rights, don't tread on me, and that the government doesn't have our consent to tread any longer, the politicians are going to change and they'll literally have no choice. And that's why I think right now there is a conflict in this country, and it's very cultural. Lines have been drawn, very divided on these things. So I don't have all the answers, but that's my answer. For anyone that says we don't have any rights, all right, well, it's your fault we don't. Not just you as one person. I don't know. It's your fault. It's your neighbor's fault. It's your father's fault. It's your grandfather's fault. But that doesn't really get us anywhere either. We have a problem right now in this country where rights are being treaded on. And in my opinion, the more people who believe in these rights and fight the good fight, the better chance we have, for sure. And Susan's either not liking what I'm talking about right now, or the fellow people that watching aren't liking right now. Because when I talked about that, I watched my stream numbers dip by about 50, which is fine because I'm not going to compromise, because I'm not going to be about my numbers on YouTube. I'm just noting you guys the obvious. 1/5 or 1/6 of the people just left the stream when I said that. But that's fine because I don't care, because I can only be myself, and that's all I'm going to be. Am I the smartest person here? Maybe, maybe not, probably not, almost definitely not. But that's what I believe rights are, and that's what the Declaration of Independence says they are. People can get mad at me all they want. I don't really care, because what's right's right and what's wrong, wrong. I'm going to keep fighting like hell to save this country. And if we lose it because so many Americans don't care, I'm going to be able to look in my daughter's eye and say, Daddy tried, despite all the peer pressure, despite all the people that say, I came for the guns and left for the politics. I'll be able to look her in the eye and say, you know what? I fought like hell, as hard as I could, to try to save this country. And I'm at peace with that decision, and I'm happy about it. I actually couldn't be more happy, to be honest with you. Rudy Finney with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. He said, nope, just listening. Well, thanks, dude. I'm really hoping I get to see you about a week from now. I really, really do. So many of you guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go in and look at this letter real quick here. What's happening, KMI Building? How you doing, man? All right, let me share this screen here. All right, let's go back over to this letter, because I'm going to read a little bit about it. I wasn't expecting to do that. I just saw right at the beginning of it. Your Second Amendment rights. Well, yeah, I get it. I get what people mean when they say that, but I like to be a little more specific than that. He says, I write to you today regarding innocent American citizens being stripped of their Second Amendment rights without due process and subjected to secretive lists that revoke constitutional rights without recourse, rights endowed by your creator. This troubling trend has affected an unknown amount of U.S. citizens. Secretive lists are increasingly being used to deny law-abiding citizens who have not committed a crime or used drugs their constitutional rights. This dubious practice by your Department of Disarming Innocent Americans without due process is unacceptable and unconstitutional. Under the 1993 Brady Act, which is also unconstitutional, he may say that, but I'm going to say it in case he doesn't. The unconstitutional 1993 Brady Act, the Attorney General was required to establish a computerized system to facilitate background checks on individuals seeking to acquire firearms. The NICS was activated in 1998 and is administered by the FBI through NICS. Federal firearms licensees submit background checks on prospective transfers to the FBI, which queries another database, including the NICS index, to determine if the transferees are disqualified from receiving firearms. According to the FBI, records in the NICS index are provided by local, state, tribal, and federal agencies, and it contains disqualifying records of persons prohibited from receiving firearms. Hold on. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Does it say unless you're on a list or unless you're prohibited, unless you did drugs, unless... It's actually not there at all. So, therefore, the unconstitutional Brady Act. Under current law, there are 10 classes of persons that are prohibited from shipping, transporting, receiving, or possessing firearms or ammunition. They include persons convicted in any court of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year, fugitives from justice, unlawful users or addicts of any controlled substance as defined in Section 102 of the Controlled Substances Act, persons adjudicated as mental defective or committed to mental institutions, illegal aliens, persons dishonorably discharged from the U.S. Armed Forces, persons who have renounced their U.S. citizenship, persons under court order restraints related to harassing, stalking, or threatening an intimate partner or child of such intimate partner, persons convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence, and persons under indictment in any court of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year. It continues. Is the DOJ aware of any additional classes of persons or individual persons prohibited from shipping, transporting, or receiving firearms or ammunition outside the classes of the classes enumerated above? So he's saying there's already these literally 10 things that make people federally prohibited, right? Is there anything else you're aware of? Because now he's going to start alleging that there's some type of secretive list going on. So let me come back over here and keep reading. Securing constitutional rights guaranteed to individuals is the utmost importance. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that amongst these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Okay. And it says, to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. I'm not making this up. I didn't write this. If you think I'm wrong, okay. You think the Declaration of Independence is wrong because it doesn't say constitutional rights. It says your rights are endowed by your Creator, and that to secure these rights, the government would be instituted among men. But I'll continue. The pro-gun Republican says securing your constitutional rights guaranteed to individuals is of the utmost importance. The District of Columbia v. Heller, the Supreme Court ruled the Second Amendment preserves an individual right to possess a firearm. Yeah, and the Second Amendment says that too, obviously. So we're going to go on here. They're talking about basically where you get your rights from. According to this congressman, it comes from Heller, and it comes from the Congress and the Constitution and all of that. That's his opinion. Okay, let's go on to what they're talking about here, though. Laura Loomer, a former Arizona resident, now U.S. congressional candidate in Florida's 11th district, recently contested her listing in the NICS index. The FBI never notified Loomer that she was placed in the NICS database, despite the fact she had a gun at the time she was in the NICS database. Loomer only found out she was on the NICS list when she applied for a concealed carry permit in Florida, and her application was denied. Even after being denied, Loomer had to make several more inquiries as to why she was denied. If she had not contested her application now, Loomer could still legally could have still legally had a gun in Florida without carrying it. She would have never known that the FBI had banned her from being able to own a firearm. This begs the question, was the FBI trying to entrap Ms. Loomer? Or how many other American citizens who are also in the FBI NICS database have yet to be notified that they have also been banned from owning and possessing guns? Have you guys heard about this? It's kind of crazy if you think about it. And he's writing this letter to the Attorney General demanding that he lets them know, do we have another secret list? I don't know. Thanks for the super chat, Gray Man. I appreciate you, dude. He says the media keeps perpetuating erroneous terminology, assault rifles, Second Amendment rights, let's go Brandon, and on and on. All I have to say is, let's go Brandon. FJB. Thanks, dude. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. They perpetuate. And look, this guy's actually blowing the whistle on some potentially corrupt, unconstitutional, secretive lists. I don't think this congressman's a bad guy. Look, it's not like just black and white. I love everything about this guy, hate him. I'm just going to, as I'm reading this stuff, I'm going to point out that, well, they're not actually quite constitutional rights. They're affirmed and protected by the Constitution. And yeah, Heller, look, as important as it was, Heller didn't give you the right to keep and bear arms either, actually. And this is a good thing. I don't mean like a bad thing, like, oh, we don't have the right to keep and bear arms. No, I mean like you have the right to keep and bear arms. Heller didn't actually give you that right, the Heller case. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? There she is. Linda, just say no to Joe's. I heard Laura Loomer talking about this a while ago. I did too. I haven't talked about it on this stream though before. And it's getting a little more news lately because this congressman is bringing it to the attorney general, bringing it to the forefront, and demanding some answers, right? So that's important. MaxShot62 with another generous super chat. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, dude. He says, I'm not some tactical dude that's been militarily trained, but I can walk away from my private Idaho and take directions very well. Not unlike many farmers did 200 years ago. May God bless us all. Yeah, look, you don't have to be military trained. God bless all of you that served. We appreciate you. And a lot of you guys have a lot of good training that could be very useful potentially. But just regular old people. That's what America is, right? That's literally what this country is. And that's what's beautiful about it. Yep, I definitely agree with you, dude, for sure. Speaking of Idaho, yeah, Larry Hosopel with the super chat. Thanks, Larry. He says support from Idaho. And shout out, Idaho. I know you guys have some issues with some influx of people from a certain state, but you guys are a constitutional carry state and lots of armed people over there in Idaho. So shout out to all of you guys. Smash Time, what's up, dude? Thanks, man. Shout out to you and your channel. You keep up the good fight too, dude. Smash Time from Texas. Nice to see you, man. So I'm going to finish this letter real quick, guys. He basically says, however, the FBI has yet to resolve her constitutional right to bear arms, which warrants answers to the following questions. What is the status of the correlation of the inaccurate listing in NICS index of Laura Loomer, something that your department is legally obligated to correct? How come the FBI never notified Ms. Loomer that she was placed in the NICS database? How many individuals are listed in the NICS index? How many individuals are listed in the federally denied persons file? Can political activists who have not been accused of a crime be prohibited from possessing firearms? Does the Attorney General or anyone in the government have the authority to deny a firearms transfer based solely on an arbitrary opinion absent of evidence? Does the Attorney General or any federal official have the authority to deny firearms transfers and state-issued firearms permits to watch-listed persons if he or she deems them to be as, quote, dangerous? Are U.S. citizens notified when the Attorney General makes a determination about them for the purposes of gun control? What form of redress and remedy is provided for misidentification, improper watch listing, or wrongful denial? And those are some pretty good questions he's asking. What do you guys think? You guys familiar with this? The link's down in the description if you guys want to check out this story after the fact. And I definitely suggest that you guys do. Let me finish just the last paragraph. What's up, Raw Feeding 101? Nice to see you, man. Goes on to conclude, innocent individuals on the secretive NICS list have been dangerously disarmed. Once on the list, an individual cannot acquire a firearm. Of particular concern is the secretive federally denied persons file. To the extent your department is keeping secretive an unconstitutional list, it should create a clear route of recourse for innocent citizens unfairly and unlawfully listed without due process. The protection of constitutional rights for law-abiding citizens should be a priority of your department. And peaceful political activists, congressional candidates, and all law-abiding American citizens should not be subject to political and bureaucratic regime that usurps the constitutional right to bear arms. Please provide a written response update on this matter by November 1st and comply with all rules and regulations when fulfilling this request. Look, I'm glad he's blowing the whistle on this. One more note, and then we're going to get on. I'm going to show you guys some more ammo and talk about a few other things. I don't see where it says the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed for the law-abiding. I also don't see where it says for the law-abiding person, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people to peacefully assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances. I don't see law-abiding anywhere on there. I don't see where it says in the Third Amendment, one that's not talked about too awful. Does it say, no law-abiding person shall be subject to, no soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner as to be prescribed by law, unless they're unlaw-abiding. So again, I'm glad this Congressman is blowing the whistle on this. If there's any secret list, they do need to be exposed. And while I take a pretty purist approach with this stuff, I don't have the gravitas to bring this to national attention. I don't have a direct line to write the Attorney General letter. So, yeah, this congressman's a lot more important than me, and I'm glad he's using his stature and his power to get to the bottom of this. But I would disagree with the congressman on a few things. Rights aren't only for the law-abiding, because it doesn't say that anywhere in the founding documents. And I would also note that your rights were endowed by your creator, not by the Constitution, not by the Second Amendment, and not by Heller versus DC Supreme Court decision, in my opinion. But shout out to the congressman for being a whistleblower on this and trying to get some transparency and some obviously very illegal secret lists that are depriving people, not depriving them of their rights, but making it very hard and depriving their free exercise thereof, putting hurdles in between the free exercise of their rights, right? I mean, that's what these are. These are hurdles when they threaten to imprison people, when they fine them, things like that. That's why there shall not be infringed, obviously. Raw Feeding 101 with a super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He says, what's up, brother? Shot you a message about things. Susan won't let me ask on here. P.S. Send me a text. Lost your number when my phone crashed. I got your message a little bit before the stream, but I was preparing, getting that letter together and making a locals post right before I started. So I'll get back to you, dude. I got your message. So thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out as always, dude. Nice to see you. He's been around a long time. And let me say this real quick, guys. If you guys own dogs, dog owner, you love your dogs, you should probably check his channel out. So what he does is Raw Feeding 101. If you're interested in a very healthy lifestyle and way to feed your dog, you can get tons and tons of free advice from him right on his YouTube channel, many other things. He's a published author. Man, you can hire him for a pretty cheap price, actually, to be a professional consultant and consult you in a plan to get your dog's health on the right track, because people eat really, really crappy in this country, guys. And actually, like, I learned from watching his streams in the past that a lot of our animals were feeding them like total crap. Just saying. So definitely check his channel out for all the dog lovers out there for sure, guys. All right, let me come over here and see what you guys are up to over here in the chat hanging out. DB Cooper, what's happening, man? Joe Pacetti said, amen. Maybe to something I said, but probably to one of you guys' chats, to be honest with you. Good night, VA Wolf. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. Yeah. Black Jake Cruel says, I haven't broken any laws, but I might be on a list. Yeehaw. Apparently, somebody running for Congress who was of the utmost law-abiding, they emphasized in the letter. They put her on the list, the Nick's denial list, without her even knowing anything about it. Quite interesting, actually. Look, guys, we talk about a list. Idaho Rogers, USMC. A lot of Idaho people tonight. Geez, I wasn't joking when I said shout out to Idaho. If I'm on a list, I sure hope they spell my name right. That's funny, dude. But look, the list. I mean, geez, what piece? This Declaration of Independence, those signers, that was the ultimate list. Yeah, if we wouldn't have won, that would have been considered treason. That would have been tar and feathering. Probably a lot worse than that. It would have started at that, went to a lot worse. They would have killed every one of them, okay? So, yeah. This country literally started by people putting their name on a list, and then they actually meant it. So, Raw Feeding 101 with another super chat. Thanks, man. Thank you. He says, how dare you properly prepare for a live stream? So selfish. Look, these are totally unscripted, but I do prepare. Like, I get together just a couple thoughts and a couple topics and try to get the links for you guys because, dude, I can't believe how many people watch these streams live. Like, it's awesome. But there's even more, believe it or not, more number of people that watch it on the replay. So I try to get, like, my links in order and make some posts and stuff like that. So I know you guys were probably talking about it quite a bit earlier. Hold on. Mike McClune with a super sticker. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, man. Hold on. Let me let Susan catch up with this other chat over here. Sometimes she... Did I see Michelle LeDuc's in the house? What's happening, Michelle? Make sure you email back. I sent you the email. Check your Patreon post that I sent you the message back. Get in there and make sure you email us because, like, I totally want to see you. My wife wants to see you and meet you. So get a hold of me, okay? I want to see you this coming up weekend. She's a good old Michigan girl that I've been wanting to meet, like, IRL, I guess they call it nowadays. Look, I feel like I know all you guys just from hanging out here, but some of you that live close, it is nice once in a while to be able to, actually see each other face to face. All right. Mike McClune left me a super sticker, and it is the Tactical Hippo yet again. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, dude. I do, for real. Henrietta the Hippo, he calls her sometimes, right? There you are, Michelle. Yeah, just email me back, and I'll get you the info where we're meeting up here. Next Saturday, the 6th. Coming very soon. I'm just laughing again. Raw Feeding said, how dare you prepare for a live stream? Did you know this, Raw Feeding? I actually take a lot of people off on here every week. I don't try to, but hey, that's their prerogative. People are going to do what they do. I'm like, all right. Note to self, how do I tick everyone off? Let's talk about rights being endowed by your creator. Gets people really, really mad. Really mad, but that's all good. Not me. I'm not mad about it at all. And I know you guys that are here right now aren't either. Mike McClune with another super chat. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. And a channel member and over on locals and everywhere. Thanks so much. Thanks to everyone who's generous. I'm trying to shout out as many of you guys as possible. And there's just so many more of you than me. Henrietta, the Tactical Hippo, says, hello, 2AE to you. The question should be, who is not on the list? Yeah, that is a good question. Now, you're right. Another good Michigan guy, Bill Alexander. What's happening, man? We've got Gort in the house. What's up, dude? Pillbox Bunker. Didn't see you earlier tonight. You were probably here, but I didn't see you. How's it going, Pillbox? Definitely appreciate you, man. Definitely. All right, let me see what I've got here. You changed your plans? Instead of going to the Corvette Museum? Well, now you're making me feel guilty. Well, if you changed your plans already, I hope you have fun. I don't think hanging out with us will be quite as fun as that. No, it'll be more fun. It'll be more fun than the Corvette Museum. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. It'll be more fun. I promise. I hope. What would you guys rather do in the chat? Would you guys rather hang out with me and some other people around town and do some shooting, or go to the Corvette Museum? It's an honest question. I already know the museum's going to win, so don't make me feel too bad, guys. Joseph Duffy says, I hope I'm on the Patriots list. You're on there, dude. You're good. Kenneth says, love your channel, brother, from the U.S. and Shelby, North Carolina. I was just in North Carolina a month ago, driving down there to South Carolina when I hung out at PSA, and then ultimately went down to Georgia. So, yeah, I've actually been in your state twice this year, driving through there to get down to Georgia. So, heck yeah, shout out to South Carolina. Man, looks like you have a beautiful family there. Look at that. See, hopefully you were in here earlier, dude. Look, politics is downstream from culture. See those three babies there, beauties that Kenneth is holding? Kenneth is very important, but one of the most important things he can do right now is obviously fight to save this republic, but also to instill good values in those little kids, because the future of our country depends on those people, the little ones, teenagers, high schoolers, college kids. And I know you're taking that responsibility seriously, Kenneth. I can just tell. I mean, look at that beautiful family there, obviously. So shout out to you, dude. I love to see that, man. When I see you guys are fighting the good fight, you got a nice family going. That's awesome, man. Raw Feeding 101. Thanks for another super chat, dude. Dang, man, you're being too generous. He says, do you believe in polishing feed ramps to accommodate for feeding problems with certain ammo? Wife Spectrum doesn't like SIG hollow points. Okay, two things. A lot of guns don't like SIG hollow points. Not that it's a bad ammo. I know it's some of your favorites. They're a little catchy. Polishing a feed ramp. Yes, but maybe. And there's a big maybe here. If you know what you're doing, and I don't know if Shooting Gallery New England's still in here or not. Maybe there's some other gunsmiths. Look, if you know what you're doing and you have some common sense with it and a little skill, polishing a feed ramp is like an upgrade. Here's the converse. And I'm not just saying for you, Raw Feeding. I'm saying for anybody listening, because I really, really like to help out the new people. You could improve your barrel if you polish it correctly. If you polish it wrongly, no Dremel, guys. No Dremel. That's not polishing. Maybe with the Dremel if you had the buffing wheel with a little buffing compound, but no Dremel with a cutting wheel or grinder on it. You could just totally ruin your barrel too. So before I give anyone the recommendation, yes, polishing a feed ramp is an excellent idea. Many people know how to do it just fine, and you guys are all probably chiming in that have successfully done it. I've also gotten emails and letters and pictures from people, viewers that tried and messed it up. So just be honest with yourself. Again, not you, Raw Feeding. You just brought up an excellent question. Whoever might be watching right now, you might want to go to the gunsmith. You might be able to handle it yourself. And I'm going to say that's about a 50-50. You know what I mean? So, yes, it's a good idea. May want to go to a gunsmith. May not. What's happening, Gort? Tactical Hippo out. Well, it is. Look, I mean, it's Tactical Hippo. John Stokes, what's happening, John Stokes? How you doing, man? The G-Force 12 gauge. Yes, I actually have a G-Force back here that I need to do a review on very soon. I've actually had it too long without doing the review. So, yeah, meaning I bought it with my own money when I mean by having it too long. I don't have to send it back to anybody. It's just I want to get the content out to you guys. So, I thought it was a good deal. That's why I bought it. I bought the semi-auto version. I don't have any test results yet because it's still sitting in the box. So, there you go, man. I know that's not a good answer, but it's an honest one. I'll be finding out here in the near future myself. And if you get around to shooting yours before me, come in and let me know, John. I appreciate you, John Stokes. Bill Camperis with a super chat and a channel member. He says, love what you do. Never stop. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. It does help. It does. Because, look, just the encouragement. Look, I'm going to be myself. I don't know how to act. Are you kidding me? I couldn't act on here if I had to, but there's nobody that wanted me to do this anymore. I guess I wouldn't. So if you like me doing what I do, it doesn't hurt to tell me just to make sure I'm not wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan James, what's happening, man? Nice to see you, man. We got some Marines in the house, I see. Yeah. Hold on one second here. I just saw another super chat. You're making me feel guilty, dude. Come on, man. Make sure you guys go show some love to the Raw Feeding channel. Actually, go do that, but you're doing yourself and your dog a favor. I'm being serious, guys. This guy's really, really good at what he does. You probably have right here in the chat the smartest and utmost expert of raw feeding, healthy way to feed your dog probably in the country. Now, he might disagree with you. He's going to be humble, but this is literally the guy. Like, go look him up on Amazon. He literally has books on this topic. So I always love when you hang out, man. He said, I'll just have my gunsmith uncle do it. Hey, if you have a gunsmith uncle, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. there's certain ways to do it. Some of you guys, yeah. I'm not an expert gunsmith, trust me, guys. I'm not like legally a gunsmith at all. I'm good at certain things in life, but I guess I'm not particularly astounding at anything. I don't look, I'm not an expert craftsman with gun, guys. Trust me. I'm not at all. I struggle with stupid stuff just like you guys do. Little gun stuff. Here is a gunsmith, Shooting Gallery, New England. You may have chimed in already. What's your opinion? Let's go with Shooting Gallery's opinion on this. If you don't even know a person, would you recommend, them trying it their own way or take it to a gunsmith for polishing a barrel speed ramp? What do you say to that, Joe? Because again, he's actually gone to college for this, and not saying you have to go to college to be a gunsmith, guys. I'm just saying in Shooting Gallery's case, he went to school, and I know he does this full time for a living. Is it something anybody can do, or I'm truly just asking? He says, 280, when can I get you on my show? I have an opening Sunday if you're free. I don't know what time it is Sunday. I have to cut a lot of grass till dark on Sunday and then go trick-or-treating, actually. So now that I think about it, with it being Halloween, Sunday ain't gonna work. But remember, it has to go through Crump. That's my agent. You don't gotta pay me to be on. Don't mistake what I'm saying here, Joe. You just have to pay Crump for me to be on. And he'll keep all the money. But that's just how it works when you're dealing with management, right? No, dude, I'd like to hang out with you. Sunday's probably not going to be the best day because I've got a little girl and it's rained a lot this week, and I need to get caught up on some grass because it's rained all day again today too, Gort, I have over 350 likes. Well, nice. Thanks for shouting that out, dude. All right. I guess I have a couple friends. Dude, I know I have friends out here. I literally read the chat every week. All right. I'm going to go over some more ammo that I think is pretty cool stuff. Definitely don't forget about. And some of this stuff is stuff that I bought in the past, but yeah. What do you guys think about this whole economy thing? Did you guys think I was nuts earlier? Or is there something to that? Look, this is called liberty. This is called preserving life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Potentially. It's also called hunting, putting meat on the table. It's also called just a darn good time out there hanging out with friends. And also, I call this currency. I do. Think about this, guys. This is sad. This is really sad. $10 billion bill? If you're just joining, like I said earlier, they had $100 trillion notes in Zimbabwe that I can't afford because they cost a lot of money. But this is a good conversation piece. I got this on eBay for, I think, $5. It's got like a water stain on it or something, right? I just always want to have this to show people that in 2008 in the country of Zimbabwe, you could call it Rhodesia, many things, right? Formerly Rhodesia. Wow. And then I think about it. Are we having 6% inflation, 12% inflation? What's a pound of bacon cost? What's a gallon of gas cost? I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'll reap what I sow. I'll either make out by having extra ammo or I'll really regret it later. One of the two, but I'll have to deal with those consequences. Or perks, depending on how you look at it. 7.62 by 54R. A lot of you guys bought Mosin Nagants when they were 100 or cheaper. Maybe you guys have a PSL. Maybe you have various other different. There's many, right? This is a working man's round. Steel cased. Made in Russia. This stuff's going to come down in price a little more, maybe. Maybe not. The 54R, pretty good price on this stuff right now. But then once the supply line drops out, then it juts right back up. It has no choice. Okay? So keep in mind the permits, even though this stuff's been banned, some of the permits are still good until just after the new year. Then it dries up. Then, look, Palmetto's going to make it. I announced that on the stream 3 weeks ago. Will they be ready to do it the day that this stuff, that they shut it off 100%? I don't know. But I'll have some either way because I'm trying to work on a little stash. I'm not bragging. Just some people literally ask me this stuff. What are you doing to AEDU? What are you buying? I'll show you guys. Some of this is for the channel. Some of this is for me personally. When you guys kick in and help me buy stuff for the channel, I'll spend your donations. Set it aside. That's for the channel. But then a little bit of my own free money I have, I buy stuff for myself too. So it's both. Some of what you guys are seeing is both, okay? This 148 grain full metal jacket. There's heavy ball available. There's different loadings of this stuff out there. 2, 4, 6, 8. They're like, hold on, how high can he count? 10. So 200 rounds of that. So I've got 1,200 rounds of 223 steel case sitting here. And I've got 200 rounds of steel case 760 by 54R. And I'd rather look at this right now than I would, let me do the rough math in my head, a stack of 14 blue things that say, they say in God we trust on it, and that I do believe in. But other than that, I don't really believe in anything written on there too awfully much. And if I need some cash, I can get rid of this stuff pretty darn easy. Not going to be a problem right now. Some of you guys kind of thinking the same. I don't know. Joseph Duffy, I love this channel, these people. Dude, look at these people in the chat. I totally agree. Andrew S., congratulations. I'm completely weak compared to you, obviously. So you could help me out with a super chat, Andrew S., and I'll correct myself and bring myself up to your standards. The $10 trillion note, the 10 billion week, the $100 trillion notes go for like $300. I bought this for $5, so it's weak, but I think it gets the point across. But if you want, Andrew, feel free. You can help. You can help unweaken 2A EDU and get me up to that $100 trillion note. Yeah, you guys are saying economy's in big trouble. What's happening, Rick? Nice to see you. I hope you guys are. Let me know for sure. I need to ask you about something too with that. So get a hold of me early this week if you get a chance, or throughout the weekend. Harry Grimley, what's happening, man? How you doing, Harry? He's always in there every week saying, give the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Raw Feeding 101, another super chat. Thanks, dude. He says, most reliable JHP you've ran in your Spectrum. Well, I had a good luck with that Remington stuff that was in that video. I might have some of that at the shop here. I'm not carrying my Spectrum every day, just so you know. But, so I haven't shot tons and tons of hollow point through it. That jacketed hollow point Remington, and I'm trying to remember the exact offering it was. It's in an older YouTube video I did. That stuff ran like it was nothing. So I hate to tell you, go back and look it up, but it's on there. It had problems with the steel case. Okay? I love steel cased ammo, guys. I could talk hours about it. In some cases, and maybe it's just because it wasn't broken in yet, my particular Spectrum didn't care for the 380 steel case. So there you go. I've got some other ammo in another box still, guys. But before we do that, I'm just going to do it like last week because it's just real simple. You know what I'm saying? It's real simple. How about this, Linda? Just give them a couple minutes, and if anybody personally or has a little kid that would enjoy one of these, let Linda know. And Linda, just pick somebody random at the chat and then chat back to them the email address where they can email your info. There's 3 different styles of these. I think we still have at least one of each color at home. If not, I'll bring one of these back. But if someone would like one of these Lamy keychains, special thank you to Misty Wayne, who was watching the chat earlier at least. Maybe she's still in here. One of the viewers, friends of ours, you know, from the channel here, made these by hand. So I want to share them with you all. And gave away one last week. I will again. So if somebody would enjoy one of these, let us know. Linda, it's totally on you. Pick somebody for any reason or no reason. Email, you know, chat them the email. So there you go. You'll find out in a minute if Linda picked you or not. But whoever ends up with one of these, I hope you like it. I think they're really cool. The Lamy keychains, right? Endorsed and approved of by Lamy himself, obviously. Duh. Ray says, love you're using the example of the $10 trillion bill. Really makes me think. No, it makes me think too. That's why I want to show it to you guys. It definitely makes me think. This is the 10 billion. They made them in the trillions. If you're into collecting, you know, coins and paper currency, it's an awesome thing to collect, right? Right? Band Talk. I know Band Talk collects this stuff. I don't collect this. guns. I like to collect other things. I don't collect this. So I just bought like, this was what you could get for $5. But there's a variety of these if you have the money to spend or to prioritize on them. And they're actually a good investment too in their own right if you're into coin collecting and all that kind of stuff, you know? Michelle Duke would like one for Corvette keys. Oh, man. Luke himself, he says, this is obviously the best chat. Well, partially because you're here, dude. Nice to see you, Luke. Come on, man. He says, thanks for being so generous, dude. I really appreciate it, dude. I do. I hope you're doing good, by the way. I'm gonna message you my number again because you lost it. Come on, man. Lost my number? Do you know how hard it's to get? Dude, do you know how hard it is to get my number and then you lost it? What do you think, guys? Should I send you my number again or not? I told him I would, but I'm having second thoughts. Rewatching isn't a problem. I've watched more than 10 hours of 2A EDU in the last 48 hours. Wow. That's actually a pretty big compliment. Well, I hope that what you've been watching was pretty good, right? Oh, yeah. Alden Davis, we can't forget, dude. Let's go Brandon, by the way, guys. Let's go Brandon. Ban Talk, who I really appreciate, gave me this Libertad. That means liberty, right? Libertad, liberty in Spanish. This is nice. I like this. This isn't for sale because, I mean, if my family was hungry, obviously, Ban Talk, I'd go sell this so I could, obviously, my daughter, wife, I'm not going to let them go hungry, you know? But other than that, this is never going to be for sale because it came from a good friend, and I'll cherish it for that reason alone. But I kind of like this too. I kind of like this stuff. It's called hedging your bets, right, guys? I like that. I like ammo. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Now, it's not that it's hard to get my number in a cocky way, guys. I can't just give my number out and talk to everyone on the phone, although I'd love to because I own like very, very small business. Like it's literally just me. And I'm just so busy working. And then with the little bit of time I also spend on YouTube, locals, I've been spending a lot of time there too lately. I just can't. But anyone I've ever talked to that I've met from the channel have always been totally awesome people. It's just there's more of you guys than me. And obviously I haven't figured it out too much, or I'd be able to be independently wealthy, as they say, right? And just sit back. And no, I work a lot, guys, and I just don't have any time. That's why I was saying it's hard to get my number. I didn't want anyone to think I was being cocky. I just don't have much time. It's just me holding down the forts. You know what I'm saying? James Kawasaki, what's happening, man? God bless you too. Channel member, always giving us words of encouragement. Nice to see you, dude. For real. Somebody in here saying prayers for somebody. It's so much chat, I just can't keep up. That's awesome, guys. Chat as much as you want. I'll catch up to it over the weekend. So if anyone right now is in any kind of despair, I wish you well, okay? Well, it says, what do you think we should have for SHTF? Well, that's kind of what I've been talking about tonight and last week. Look, the new ATF proposed rule change. They're going to get rid of the 80s, they call them, the P80s, all of this. They're going to put substantially more hurdles. I talked about that a ton last week. So all of that stuff. Ammo. I'm showing it right now. You know what you really need to have for SHTF, to be honest? You need to have good friends and family and hopefully neighbors. Not always your neighbors, but hopefully your neighbors. That's what you really need. You need to get yourself with the right people, if you want my opinion. Start hedging your bets against things like hyperinflation. Look at things that right now are very affordable that they're promising you and shoving right in front of your face that they want to ban, that you may be able to get rather easily, and you may be able to buy and use in the privacy of your own home, where they may need to go on federal forms very soon, right? Things like that. I don't know what's more important at the end of the day. Now, I could give you drastic examples to prove it, but what would you guys rather have? And I have opinions on this, but I want to ask you guys, and let me know in the chat. Let each other know. Would you rather have 10,000 rounds of ammo yourself, okay, Or would you rather have 10 people that you could really, really trust that each had 1,000 rounds, where you guys talked about things often and you guys had a plan, an understanding, a pact? You could call this many, many things with each other. Well, you could be the last man standing with more ammo than anybody, and you might be able to sit there Rambo style till the end of time. And I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. One might be able to pull that off, or they might just be the biggest target, and 10 other people who had camaraderie and kind of got together with a plan may come in and waste your butt in 2 seconds flat and take your ammo and split it up with their tribe. So there you go. Some of this stuff you should do to prepare is going to cost you some money. I get it. What's money? I don't know. I know I could spend $4 for a pound of bacon a year ago. Now it's 7, 10 or more. I know it could buy X amount of rounds 2 years ago. Now it buys less than that. But you can buy more rounds of ammo with $1 today than you could a year ago, right? Some things cost money. Some things actually don't cost you any money at all. Not whatsoever. And there's many preps you guys can do for that I won't discuss here just because I'm almost out of time. And there's many great channels that talk about every aspect of preparing for everything. But as far as guns and stuff goes, what guns do your neighbors have? Are they pro-gun? Are they anti-gun? Are they going to rat you out, as communist countries have done in the past, that if you see something, say something? How much can you trust your neighbor to know? How much can you trust your neighbor to help you? Your friends, your relatives, things like that. Now, the good news is that doesn't cost you a penny. And the good news is that's probably the most important thing. The bad news is it's probably easier to go work your butt off and go make money than it is to actually truly find people you can trust. I mean, finding people you can trust is a commodity in and of itself. And it's very, very, very difficult. I get it. So yeah, build relationships, build culture. Culture will help save this country generally. And then in your own little circle, if SHTF, if it were to, whatever that might mean, we don't know. Probably having some good people around it and enough. You don't want to be the freeloader. Hey guys, I've got nothing. I've got no skills to bring to the table. I have no arms. I have no nothing. They'll probably say, well, get lost, idiot. I don't know. Maybe you have some skills that could help. Maybe you know medical. Maybe you know how to sew extremely well. Don't forget, a tailor or seamstress could be very valuable. So there's all these things to think about. And I don't want to go too far with it because I'm interested in all these things. But as far as guns and ammo goes, I'm buying parts that they're promising through this rulemaking that they're going to be banning or adding extra restrictions to. That's a priority, and I'm still prioritizing ammo because not only do I need it for the channel, but I want to personally have it, and I look at ammunition, although it's currency. So that was probably a really long answer to your question, but one that I'm interested in, so I kind of rambled for a little bit. Gray Man with another super chat. Thanks, dude. He says, keep fighting the good fight, brother. You're an inspiration. Well, you are too. I appreciate it, man. You put up some cool posts on locals yourself lately. A lot of these guys in here are content creators. That's what's awesome. Look, guys, I'm going to show you a little more ammo. Then I'm going to get off of here soon. But I'm going to be streaming tomorrow night around 9:30 Eastern time on locals, where you can totally join for free and consume 98% or so of the content for free. If you feel like you want to help support the channel over there, you get the perk of being able to become a content creator yourself, leave comments on posts, etc. That's not my rules. That's how locals is set up, because that's what keeps locals going too. And since locals just announced they've merged with Rumble, a lot of people didn't believe me. They said, dude, what's locals? Like, is that going to go out of business tomorrow? No, it's not gonna, because actually this is the biggest stab we've seen yet against big tech, is the locals Rumble merger, meaning they're sharing resources with each other. Okay. Rumble, they're still operating separately, but they're able to share resources combined. So I think actually this is just the beginning of locals, and a lot of you guys are gonna be a year from now being like, man, can you believe it? 2A EDU was like the first gun tuber on locals. I don't think it's going anywhere, guys, and we're having a lot of fun there. And I'm having a lot of fun with you guys tonight. So I'm going to say this again. I'm not taking stuff away from you guys that watch on YouTube. Actually, I'm doing a lot of stuff on locals that I literally could never do here. So it's literally, that's how it works. Sticks and Stones, Sticks and Stones Patriot. The way he spells it, it says Pat Riot. Well, you can look at it two ways. Pat Riot, Patriot. He says, love this channel. Well, thanks, man. Hey, I'm looking at a tomahawk and a nice knife. Don't underestimate a tomahawk and a nice knife. Trust me, guys. Do not underestimate those. Look, so many of you guys are over there on locals, hanging out, leaving comments. Some of you guys, I get it. You don't have the $3 to support, but some of you guys are clicking on some links over there that help the channel, and I just like win-win situations. One of you guys thanked me earlier. Dude, thanks for the link on the good deal, and they were able to utilize it. They helped the channel a little bit. They got a good deal on something. That's just literally called a win-win. All the news you guys are posting over there, just the fun topics like check out the gun I bought today. Check out my little range video. You guys are putting all this stuff over there, and that's awesome. Right, Ronnie Thompson? What's happening, dude? Nice to see you, man. Is your dad hanging out? If he is, shout out, Roger. Nice to see you. Or if you're there. So hopefully Roger's checking in later on. Reptile Guys with another super chat. Thanks for being generous, man. And a channel member. He says, thank you, Linda. I hope you have a great night. Oh, did he win? Hold on, guys. For the stragglers, for the long time, we're going to give away something else real quick. So he must have won. Thank you, Linda. I hope you all have a great night. I'm glad I got to spend some time with everybody. It's so much better being part of the stream. Yeah, that's about the main thing I look forward to on Friday nights. Trust me, guys. Trust me. Look, for all the people that I have on my mailing list, for lack of a better word, because I have your info, because you've donated on Patreon, whatever, I'm going to take care of you guys a ton, okay? Here, we have a bunch of cool stuff we're going to give out. So why don't you do this, Linda? This one's available on Black Swan Tactical, okay, guys? And I'll give some of these away later, but I don't want to give this away right now. I'm going to give away one that you cannot buy. So I have 3 options here. Same thing, Linda. Just pick somebody randomly. In fact, why don't we do this? Okay, Linda, just say no to Joe, she says. Let's go, Brandon. Why don't you try to find someone, Linda, that looks kind of new here and we have no idea who they are and is probably not supporting the channel financially at all. Try to find someone like that, okay? So randomly pick someone, Linda, and then you'll get back to her in the chat. Now, I have stickers that look like these. If you guys have seen my stickers before. The stickers you can't buy either. I just give them away. I give away hundreds of them a year, guys. So we got the kind of the natural colors one, the camel colors, if you will, the brown, the tan, and the green. It says 2A-EDU. And shout out to Toxic Patch Co. They made these for the channel. I bought these with my own money, but they sold them to me at a really good price. So the brown one, the red, white, and blue, or don't get it confused. This is the regular white one. This is the glow in the dark. See how it's like an off-white? Trust me, this thing glows like crazy. You charge it in the light, right, for a little bit, and then when it's dark, it just glows like crazy. I have so many lights. There's no way. I just can't get it to glow. So just pick someone at random, Linda. Literally try to find the newest person that's contributed the least, meaning money-wise, not with their comments. Commenting and hanging out is contributing, guys. You know what I mean. And then whoever Linda picks, just say, do you want the glow in the dark, the brown, the red, white, and blue? Linda will give you an email. You'll email them to her, and she'll send you one of these patches. Let's see here. Dennis Legotti's late to the party. What's happening, Dennis? With the $20 super chat. Thanks for being generous, man. He said, what did I miss? I'm late to the party. Dude, I don't know. Let's see here. We talked about some ammo. I got to get on the ball here and show some ammo. I showed some ammo. I talked about how with the crazy inflation, I'm considering ammo as a currency in a way to hedge my bets. And hopefully I'll get to use all of it, both on the channel and personally. But if not, I can always sell it, right? Maybe for profit even. I don't know. That wouldn't be my goal, but if I did, I did. You know what I'm saying? It's ammunition. Don't need an FFL to sell ammunition, right? So, yeah. Ross says, nice patches. What's happening, Ross? Look, there's a million people in here I want to send a patch to, and I'm going to give out like 100 of these. But just give me time, guys, for my official. It's usually an annual giveaway, but there was two IV88 range days this year because last year was canceled by the flu. So I got more swag from them, a big box full of stuff from PSA, and then I just bought a bunch of these patches with my own money because I figured you guys would like them. So there you go. And I don't sell swag. All my swag's available through Black Swan Tactical. I'm not John's competitor. I don't want to sell swag, but I will give stuff away, right? So thanks, Dennis. I appreciate the super chat, man. We talked about a bunch of stuff, okay? A bunch of stuff. In fact, it would take me 2 hours to go through every word. I'm messing with you, Dennis. What are we talking about here, guys? 22 LR. I posted a nice deal on that, too, over at Locals. I picked up some more of this stuff. I don't know if you're still in the chat, Max Shot, but I know Max Shot made a Locals post that he bought this. This is good stuff. I like this stuff. I've got some here that I've held back for the channel, but this is the nickel-plated steel case, the ZQA. I'm liking it. And Max Shot gave a pretty good review of it himself over on Locals. And the box looks so nice, but it was sealed so good, I just ripped it up. Just for you guys. I'll show you guys a quick peek here. Give you guys a quick peek. Steel case, but whereas a normal steel case is kind of just that matte, you guys know what it is, right? This actually is nickel plated, just like high-end, how they plate high-end defensive ammo. It's just ball ammo. The feet per second, it's a little hotter than just a cheap plinking round. It's not quite up to a NATO or plus P. So this is on the high end of a normal pressure loading or almost on a little bit low end of a NATO or plus P. So it's like plus P light, but it's a plenty hot round, hotter than just a lot of cheap plinking brass. But yeah, nickel plated steel. I love regular steel ammo for most guns anyways, but this gets rid of some of the worries as far as people worry about maybe getting a case stuck in a chamber. This is going to be very lubrous with that, high lubricity nickel plating. And that's why they put that on your, that's why they put that on a lot of self-defense ammo, because it makes it feed easier, up and down the magazine into the feed ramp. It's having a hard time focusing because it's so shiny, but actually, I'll be honest with you guys, I have a post and link for this right over on Locals. I know I keep saying back to Locals, but look, we can't post none of this stuff here. That's why literally everything where I'm like, more information at Locals, more information at Locals. It's because you can't post links here. And if people are posting links to places that sell guns and ammo on YouTube, great. I don't care what they get by with, but they're just luckier than me. And YouTube just hasn't caught them yet because you cannot do it. And then I have some 545 by 39 because I do like AK-74s quite a bit. And just to save time, I'll cut to the chase. I got 200 rounds of that too. So there you guys go. Some of this has been dedicated towards videos. Some of this 9mm has for sure. And a good portion of that 223 that I bought with the channel's money. Others of this I bought personally for myself. And yeah, I just like to have it. I don't know. I told you all the reasons earlier, but is that a good answer? I just kind of like to have it. Let's see what you guys have got going on here before I check on out of here. Mario Ruiz with not a super chat, just a regular chat. But thanks, man. I almost said with the super chat because I still saw the last one right there. Judas Priest, I bought one of your 2A EDU canvas from Black Swan Tactical. That's cool. I have it on my wall. Oh, hold on a minute, man. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go over here and as I almost trip over 1,000 rounds of steel case 223 that I set right next to my chair. Come on, man. Why didn't you guys tell me that was there, I need to take this out of the plastic and hang it up. They said, where's Hunter, right? Remember Hunter with his artwork. This is kind of a medium-sized one. These are on Black Swan Tactical. The 2A EDU artwork. And John actually made these and put them up there as a jab of Hunter, but then a couple people have been buying them. And look, this is why my logo is what it is. And by the way, nice avatar, Judas Priest. Look, the prominent part's the 2A. It's all in caps, okay? The 2A EDU is always small. I'm not trying to plaster my name all over my merch. The main message is the 2A, 2 capital A, meaning the Second Amendment. I purposely, this isn't a typo. If you look at my channel, 2 lowercase a edu. Why? Because yes, of course it ties in with the Second Amendment. I'm not the Second Amendment. Anything that has my logo or namesake on it, the priority needs to be the Second Amendment. And if you like that it's something that, to make you think of the channel, or you like the channel, let's just say, yeah, I put my channel name on there. But purposely lowercase a, purposely kind of demure down here, because this is the main message that we want to get across. And my friends, 2A Patriot, Rick's here maybe still, they had this same exact logo. And I said, you know what? I'm going to tie in the 2A EDU on the bottom just so we can kind of, hold hands on this and join forces and just kind of, I don't know. So there you guys go. People have asked me before, you misspelled your username. Why is it 2 lowercase a? It's like, look, guys, the capital one's up here. This is what matters. I don't matter. And just 2 lowercase a. I'm not literally the Second Amendment. Kind of small and demure on the bottom of everything, and that's the way I want to keep it. So let's see here. Joseph Duffy says, nice work. Well, thank you. Like I said, and then they are actual canvases too, just to let you guys know. It's got the nice backing on it. It's stretched canvas over a frame. Somebody said one time, they said, you should sign it and put it up for auction. If anyone ever wants me to sign a sticker or a patch, I will. I think people are always joking, but I will say this. Look, there's no reason anyone would want my autograph, trust me. But I was actually told by a couple of people, they said, dude, will you sign that sticker before you send it to me? And I said, dude, they have to be joking, obviously. And I mean this, like, obviously. And then I sent it to them. They're like, oh, so you refused to sign it? And I'm like, oh, shoot, they were actually serious? So if anyone truly wants that, I will. Not because I think anyone would want it, but I actually think I was perceived as rude by a couple people who asked me to. And that wasn't my intention. If anyone's watching, I literally just totally thought they were joking, okay? Wes Eli says, good night, everybody. Well, I'm going to get off here in a minute. It's getting kind of late, but I really appreciate hanging out with you guys tonight. I probably missed some of the stuff that I was wanting to talk about. But look, guys, keep focusing on some of these things that there may be additional hurdles put on soon. Probably will be, right? You guys might have different theories on the economy and the dollar than me. I don't know. But I think we should definitely keep thinking about that too. I put a companion post up on Locals for some stuff that I found that I thought was a pretty darn good deal. On Locals, Susan, not here, okay? Not here on your site. I get it. There's rules here. If I don't want to be on here, I get all of it, trust me. I get it, Susan. Susan Wiki, they call her, and many other things. But I did a companion post to this. Last week, I talked quite a bit about, I think that rule change is going to go through. Frames and receivers, redefinitions, serializations. So obviously stuff tied into that. I showed a picture of a nice P80 that I put together not too long ago. And I put some pictures of that up over there recently. So I will see you guys tomorrow night over on Locals around 9:30 Eastern time for a stream. In the meantime, I'm going to go head over there and look at some posts. And I'm also going to be seeing you guys in the comments of any videos I put out this week and catch up to some of the comments I didn't have time to read from earlier in the week. So what's happening, Rockford Ordnance? Just as I was ready to say goodbye. Nice to see you, man. How's it going, dude? Good idea for a charity fundraiser. Yeah, if we have something. The Get 2A EDU out of jail when he gets put on the list. 2A EDU fundraiser. Now, if there is something that needs to be done, we could auction off the artwork, he says. Now, Hunter Biden's the artist. Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? His artwork's worth a lot of money. St. Vicari says, thanks for everything, 2A EDU. Well, thanks, man. Michelle Duke says, they want it if they're asking for it. See, here's a woman teaching me the obvious. That's the opposite how it's supposed to be. Do you guys think I should listen to her? No, sometimes it's called Occam's razor, right? The most easiest, obvious answer sometimes is the correct answer. I think I hurt a couple people's feelings. If you're watching, please believe me, that wasn't the case. I literally thought you were joking / making fun of me for some reason or another. I don't know why I thought that. That's just what I thought. All right, Gregory is reminding us, let's go, Brandon. And I want to keep that going because it's echoing pretty loud throughout this country. What? On the top 10 charts, 4 out of the top 10 were variations of Let's Go Brandon songs. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Great welcome sign for the front door. I totally agree. I will be talking to you soon, Don, to get some of our plans finished up here. And yeah, well, look at all you guys. Davey85. Great stream and chat as always. Nice, dude. Nice. All right. Well, I'm assuming by now somebody's hooked up with Linda. Well, you can't hook up with her, but you know what I mean. They hooked up with Linda. And hopefully one of you guys got the email and we'll send you whatever patch you chose. Not this one. One of these. And the Lamy. And yeah, we'll do it again next week too. Why not? And remind me, guys, on locals when you're in the chat, remind me. I want to give away at least 1 or 2 of these Lamy keychains over on locals for sure. And probably 1 or 2 patches. So remind me tonight in the chat. That's on you guys. If you guys don't remind me, you're not going to get any. All right, you guys stay strong. Hopefully, if there's anybody who is in any need, you've reached out and just you have to be there for each other. There's a lot of challenging stuff going on, but there's a lot of stuff I'm really excited about too. And I think all of you should remain as positive as you can, but realize you actually have to pay attention to stuff. And I think you guys do realize that, obviously, or you probably wouldn't be hanging out here this late with all these awesome people in the chat. So I'm going to get out of here. Shout out Ricardo Evans. We've got Bruce Banner, Christian Lopez, Randy Smith. I'm just saying hi to a couple more people because there's just so many of you. I wish I could say hi to everybody or I'd just be saying hi all night. But if I missed anybody, I'll read your chat over the weekend. MKJO, great show. Let's go, Brandon. All right. I'd like to leave on that note. So with that said, let's go, Brandon. I hope you guys have an awesome week or an awesome day because hopefully I'll see a bunch of you over in the local stream. Links in the description for my locals channel tomorrow night. Come over for free. You'll be able to watch. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching and have a good one.